back at it for another commission dial. I was approached by someone who actually has bought a dial from me before, so this was the second one. I think the first one he bought was just something I put up for sale, so I think this is his first kind of custom. So what he wants is a rundown dojo. So this will be, he sent me some reference pictures, and this will be the main back wall will look similar to that, and that'll be the other reference picture I'll be looking at for inspiration. So I already have the bamboo mats, and basically this is from like a 10-pack that I got from a dollar store. And so they come in 10 of these, so you can cut them and do what you want with them. I already carved the wooden floor because I'm gonna go with it's in that packet, it's in the reference picture. I don't feel like flipping through it, but I'm gonna go with a look where it's some hardwood floor than the dojo mats. As of today, as of right now, the plan is to install a slide door. But my concern is always making sure that anything I make is gonna stay sturdy for the life of the dial. So I want to give it some more thought. I have an idea. Priceless and myself have been kicking around some ideas. So we may have what we're gonna do, but at the very least, it will be a screen door of some sort. It may not slide, but it will be there. That corner or that corner, I'm not sure. He also said he wanted a couple of beams. So I think I'm going to do like a permanent beam, and one, he was like, one can be falling, so one will be kind of falling to the side. So this is we are, raw. The cutting will be next, and I'll be back. Alright, so just a quick little update on where I am with this dial, which is the rundown dojo. So today I created this door from scratch. So basically what I used is, first of all, I cut the door. It's 7 inches tall and it is 5 inches wide, and I pre-cut it, and then I built that door to the size, to the measurements of the door I had already cut out. And basically what I did is I used this paper here, which is just like a rice paper, I guess, like a kind of a clear, cloudy, or not clear, but cloudy paper. And I used some of these. These actually are not balsa wood. They're the next level up in terms of the strength of these hobby woods. So they're pretty flexible, but they don't snap as quickly as balsa wood, and I needed something a little more flexible with that. Laid out the floor, and I only painted the part that's going to be wood. Haven't painted this because one of the challenges that I have is my fear is that if I glue the floor to a painted surface, it's going to be easier to come off. So I'm trying to strategically do it so I leave certain parts pink, so when I glue those parts to the pink, it gives it a little more strength. Not that I expect that the person who's getting this is gonna start peeling the floor or anything like that, but again, I always try to make it as solid as possible, as I want this dial to last. The person who's buying it, I want it to last, for them for a long time. And then this is gonna be wood as well, so I did that. The rest of the walls are gonna be pretty much kind of a cream. So I no need to paint those in black. Yeah, but this is where I'm at. Alright, so we are trekking along, and we're pretty much right at the 90% done mark. This has definitely been taking me longer than a normal dial, in that there was a lot of little things that needed to be built for this, custom built, and equipment or materials that I needed to find before I started. So anyway, as I said in the last video, this is all set. It's been painted. It's been distressed a little bit. So that's going to be the door there. The shelving is all set, so I have 3 shelves that I'm going to put there. The floor is looking really, really good. The floor was actually a collab between myself and Priceless. I kind of just did cut the holes out and kind of burnt the corners, or not the corners, but the inside of the hole. And then she actually got really creative, and she bleached some spots, and then she actually distressed those same spots, and then she gave it a almost like a dry brush, or a dry brush, but not throughout the whole thing, just in specific spots. That window's on there permanently. And this beam, I worked on this beam. He had mentioned that he wanted a beam, so we have a beam that can be kind of knocked down or set up there, and that should work for what he wanted. And I think that is it for the update. Now I need to paint most of this black. I need to paint the outside of the dial black as well on this side, and do a couple other things, and I should be done soon. So this is where we're at. And I actually think the next video may be the wrap-up, but we'll see. All right, so real quick, man, I am creating these wooden kung fu dummies. That's a part of this dial. So this is what I'm working off as a reference. Just Googled, and then I'm creating them from foam board, the project stuff, and an installation foam board that I just rounded out with sandpaper, and then I put in the dowel rods, cut them up. And actually what I'm doing now is, usually they're rounded at the tip. So what I did is, for the first time I used this bit from the Dremel, and I was able to get this rounded. So I'll be able to do it to the rest of them. As you can see where they were cut, they're not looking too good. So round them up, and it should look pretty good. So this is the Dremel that I use, the Dremel 200. It comes with a bunch of different attachments. And so far as, and I actually also used a piece to kind of just, this piece here. This piece here was the piece that I used to cut through here. Alright, y'all. Alright, so I am almost done with this. I was gonna do the airbrush coat that I usually do, especially in this type of dial where the person wanted it to be kind of a you know, abandoned, kind of worn down type of thing. So real quick, I have the color brown, so I'm gonna go with brown first just to see how that looks. But right now, as you can see behind the airbrush gun, that those walls are a little too white, as is that bamboo wall compared to the floor. So let's do that real quick, and I'll show you guys the technique I use, which is really no technique. I just kind of spray it, get it dusty, and whatever looks good is kind of what I'll go with. But and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back with the black. Usually I just do black, but because this is a kind of an indoor structure, I wanted to do more brown, as you know, it's more dirty than you know, kind of representing that brown being the dirty part of the dial. And with the black I can come back and do a little bit more, and I think it'll look good. Yeah, so basically that's it, man. There's no magic to it. I mean, the closer you get with an airbrush, you know, the more precise you can do. You know, if I wanted to do something here, I can get a little closer. I'm no expert in airbrushing at all, or airbrush guns, but a lot of times I always like going to get the bottom dirty, just because usually that's what gets dirty first. Alright, and that's pretty much it. Gonna finish this up, then I gotta give it a final coat of the acrylic sealer, and then I'll give the final review or the final shots and details and measurements and all that good stuff. Alright, yo, peace. Alright, so we're officially done with this rundown dojo. It is 17 inches across. It is 11 inches deep, 12 inches tall, all made out of insulation foam board with a bunch of other materials, including balsa wood and skinny sticks and bamboo sheets and ribbon and some frosted paper, cutouts, some different older coins, and other little trinkets. There it is. So basically the windows and doors were made from scratch, and as I had explained, it was a little bit difficult to get them the way I wanted to. Same thing with the door. Ultimately we ended up not doing a slide door, as This is a piece that if it was permanent, it's easier to do it. But because this is a modular piece, it was just going to be difficult to. I tried to do something like a sliding door type of deal. It's just too difficult. The foam isn't thin, thick enough, and so that didn't pan out. But that's okay. You can still light the back of the door as well as the back of the window. These shelves were made out of balsa wood from scratch, and technique I've used before, right? Just kind of use that angle, and then I leave a little bit of the shelf sticking out. You know, I cut a hole into the foam, and it's just easy enough installs in there. These Kung Fu wooden dummies, also made from scratch, as I showed before. I think I did, maybe I didn't. These are just dowel rods that I used the Dremel to round off at the tips, stuck out in the back like they normally do. This is that thin foam, which is the same foam that I used here. A piece of insulation foam board. So the floor was difficult. Bamboo's difficult to cut. And a big thank you again to Priceless, who helped me with distressing the floor, or she distressed the floor. We stained it, she distressed it. She hooked up the fire spots, the burn spots there. So basically this is just a couple of little fires had started at some point. They got turned off on time to not destroy the rest of the dye, or the rest of the dojo rather. Everything else is just, you know, dirty and just abandoned, you know, just a dojo that's not being used anymore, but it stays up because of the respect for dojos and the Japanese culture. Was able to do like a movable kind of beam that you can just lean there if you wanted to, or put up on the wall. It'll definitely be cool with some of the angles you can get from it. What else? This is basically a dinner mat, or a table mat that I just cut up, also made out of bamboo style. So I wanted to kind of give it a couple different styles, and also the choice of colors that I used was browns, all different shades of browns, and it came up to be a pretty good combination. This right here, instead of painting, this is ribbon. This is just black ribbon glued down. I think it definitely gives it a better look than if you paint the floor. And I did that last night. That scroll, basically it says Dojo. So it was my first try. It came out pretty decent. Hey man, so this is pretty much it. On to the next one. And I am, oh wait, you know what? Not out. This here is, found it at Home Depot. It's like $1.50 or $2. And basically it's just molding that you would use on, you know, in your home for whatever finish in a room. So just took that and then painted these individually. And I think that's it. Did I get everything? Yeah. If you have any questions, ask me. I'll get back to you. All right, peace.